Hello everyone. Today's topic, reprogramming your patterns, is going to bring you many bulb-on moments. And this one session or this one video is going to change the way you look at yourself and your future. This session is also going to help you in changing certain patterns in your life so that you don't attract your undesired reality that is your present. So, if you are one who doesn't like whatever is going on in your life in the area of money, health, or relationship, then you are at the right place at right time. If you want to break your old patterns and you find it really difficult to get rid of your old habits, it can be any small or important habit, and you want to do that, but somehow it is not possible, then today's session is going to open many new doors of opportunities, hope, and abundance, peace, and fulfillment for you. So, are you ready for opening the doors of abundance? If yes, then type yes in the chat box. If you're watching it live, I'm glad to have you here. And if you're watching the recording, then I appreciate your determination and your drive to change your life. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being you. So let me share my screen so that I get a chance to share that goal with you, which I have found. Yes. I hope that you can see my screen. Yeah. So reprogramming your patterns. Why is it important and what is to be done? So before I go here, just a minute. Yeah, I hope that you can see my screen and you can also hear my voice. Okay, thank you. So as you can see on the screen, reprogramming your patterns. So we are going to go step by step in this topic. Why is it important? What is to be done actually in reprogramming your patterns? And how is it done? And in the end, you are going to get a beautiful technique how to do it. So why is it important? Now, if you have gone through the last videos of shifting your pattern, or how does law of attraction work, shifting your pattern and shifting your reality, then you know how our subconscious mind and conscious mind work. And if you don't know, and if you're watching my video for the first time, especially this one, then I would like you, or I will recommend you to go back and look for the video of how does law of attraction work on YouTube channel of Dr. Pallavi Kher, or you can also go and look for Shift Your Patterns, Shift Your Reality. So the name of the channel is Dr. Pallavi Kher on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that these two videos are definitely going to add a lot of value to your life. So you can look at this video as the third chapter of this topic, or you can say that this is like a sequence. So if you know how subconscious mind and conscious mind work, then you also are aware of how patterns are driving our life. Now, you might be thinking that we see whatever is there in the world, but the truth is that we don't see the world the way it is. Why? Because every one of us, each one of us, has our different perspective and different idea of good and bad, different idea of thinking about the same thing. So, for example, there's a family and a child mistakenly breaks a vase. Now, maybe grandfather has a different reaction towards it, grandmother has a different reaction towards it. Maybe mother has a different reaction, and father is thinking absolutely in different way. So if there are 10 people, then 10 people will think in different ways. So it is not just about breaking a vase, but it is about every situation and every challenge in our life. Each person has his or her own way of solving the problem or own way to react or to respond or to look at the world, right? So we don't see the world the way it is, we see the world the way we perceive it. And our perceptions create our opinions and judgments about that particular situation. And then whenever in future similar situations arise, our mind starts feeling familiar with it because it has already experienced the similar situation in the past. So perceptions in our subconscious mind control our vibrations, and these perceptions about good or bad, should or should not, or right or wrong, they create a certain kind of world. And if there is a strong perception of this shouldn't be done, this is wrong, this is not right, or uh, right or wrong, or anything, then it will also affect the vibrations. So if you the lesser perceptions you have, the lesser judgments and opinions you hold, the more your vibrational frequency is. Listen to it again, I'll repeat. Listen to it closely. The lesser perceptions, judgments, and opinions you hold, the more your vibrational frequency is. And that's why a newly born baby or a child vibrates at a higher frequency, because they have very less layers or no layers. They are not carrying any judgment or opinion about anyone. And as we get older, we learn this new way of stressful thinking, and then we start vibrating at a lower frequency. So, perceptions in our subconscious minds control our vibrations, and our vibrations control what we attract into our lives. Very simple. If you're vibrating at a lower frequency, you will attract situations and behaviors of people of low frequency, and vice versa. And these patterns are so strongly programmed in our mind that they control our logic, personality, destiny, and even our income. The kind of money we earn is also programmed in our mind. Yes, absolutely right. If you're shocked after listening to it, don't worry, I am with you. I was also shocked when I heard this for the first time, because we all have this thermostat of earning money, or how much you can earn, or how much you should be earning. And that comes from the information and data that we heard as a child from other people around us. But this pattern is not and never going to allow you to become super rich, correct? So these patterns are controlling not just your income, but it also defines your personality, and slowly, without your knowledge, it starts controlling your destiny. Yeah. So if you want to change the outcome of your life, if you want to change the results of your life, then you'll have to change the patterns. First, patterns. What do we do? Most of the times we start working on strategies, methods, or different techniques to grow business, or we also sometimes go into different methods and modalities to improve relationship. But what is important is to first work on patterns of our mind. When you work on your patterns, you're working on the root of the problem. Because subconsciously we choose thoughts that are in harmony with our patterns. Why most of the people can't change their reality is that they choose thoughts that are in harmony with their patterns. So, whatever is presented in front of them, if there is any discussion of buying some buying certain thing for your work or home or office or your business, then some person may say that it is cheap. For other person it might be expensive. For the third person it might be a valuable addition which can be used to serve more people and to earn more money. So every person has different thought pattern, and we choose our thoughts that are in harmony with our patterns. The more our thoughts are in harmony with patterns, the more we are bonded to our patterns. And these bondages are so strong that whenever someone puts in any idea in front of you, if the idea is absolutely opposite to what you regularly think, then you will go in that zone of discomfort and fear. And you will feel like, oh my God, now what will happen if I do that? For example, if there is an opportunity to learn something like an extended educational program, for example, and you feel like it is expensive. So, what is expensive? And compared to what? Compared to your patterns of thinking. So, might be you have that thermostat of X amount of dollars is cheap and X amount of dollars is expensive. Maybe beyond this is expensive or beyond reach for me. So, you have created that limit for yourself. Now, when you create that limit, do you think that you will be able to achieve that kind of money, which you call it as super rich? No, because the thing which you call expensive, that means you're giving the energy of out of reach, or it is a lack mentality. So, if you think that you want to earn a lot of money, then you have to break this pattern and bondages and raise your thermostat. These bondages are very very strong and many people are literally tied to it. They don't want to leave these bondages, and then they tend to stay in that feeling of fear, and then they have this fear of losing money, losing people, because bondages are there. Remember that the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. On my Facebook page, there's a beautiful article that I have posted on this topic. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So if you're fearful of learning certain new thing, then remember that only this thing is the thing that you need the most, because the treasure lies when you enter it. It is just like swimming. If you are just at the edge of the swimming pool thinking that whether you should jump into or not, and you have watched many videos of swimming, you're not going to learn swimming unless and until you go out of your comfort zone and you jump into the water. Yes. So the next thing is what is to be done now. Yeah, Pallavi, we understand why is it important to reprogram our patterns. What is to be done now? Many times when there is this opportunity to reprogram your pattern, or you have this thought of doing it, it is your deceptive optimism that you can change it on your own. You might be thinking that, oh, now I have this knowledge and I will be able to do it on my own, and if this information helps me to break my patterns and create new patterns, then it will be easy. Then this is your deceptive optimism. What is deceptive optimism? Many times, under the rug of positive thinking, we start telling things that we actually cannot do. And all your life, even if you keep on writing those things, it doesn't become the reality. What is needed is to change your thinking. And this is the biggest problem of humanity nowadays. They don't think. Have you ever have you ever come across someone who says that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but it happened. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think about it. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Maybe it was just my mistake. And then you start feeling, oh, it was a mistake. So many times people say sorry for the things they did, but they didn't want to do. And what is the reason of this problem? They don't think. People don't think, and that's why future always shocks people. And future is gonna shock people because they are not ready to change their patterns. They are not ready to think over changing their patterns. And that's why if a person wants to become a millionaire and he is really living in scarcity right now, but he's not ready to change the patterns, then he is always going to live in that scarcity because his mindset is scarcity mindset. And then in the future, if more losses happen, it's going to shock him and he will think, I worked so hard all my life, but I couldn't experience this, or why did I experience this? Maybe now again he goes in that deceptive optimism, maybe in the future I will be richer. But unless and until you change your patterns, you are not going to change your future. And what is the most important thing required here is to first learn how to change your pattern, then unlearn your old patterns, and then relearn your new required patterns. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. Most of the people are not ready for this process, and that's why people don't seem to be changing their patterns so often. Patterns control our perceptions. Pattern also controls our productivity and behaviors. Patterns control the way we behave in our relationship, the way we treat our spouses, or the way we do our parenting, and also the way the kind of money we earn. It is not time what is to be managed. Many people are there who say to me that, oh, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that because I cannot manage my time. I have many responsibilities of family and work. But they don't understand that every person in this world is given 24 hours. Be it Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or Mukesh Ambani or any person, any successful person, or Steve Jobs, any person, every Michael Phelps, every person is given exactly 24 hours, but they are doing and achieving more success than you because it is not time that is to be managed. It is self and the activities that are to be managed. Now, if it is a bulb on moment for you, it is not time, but what is to be managed is self and activities, then type Eureka moment in the chat box. Yes. How is it done? Yeah, it is. Now I understand what it is to be done, but how is it done? If you want to change anything in your life, it will always look like an action of discomfort. Your mind will always say no first. You will always feel like this fear will, fear is coming up. You'll always feel like fearful of taking that decision or taking that first step forward. But you know, your old way of thinking will always create the old results. Same thinking gives the same results. And so, what is the most important thing is making a decision to change patterns. Make a decision to change patterns. And you need to spend time and money for that. Number two step. So, first, you need to make a decision. Yes, if I am not liking the results of my life, then I need to take a decision to change my pattern. And when you really want to make a decision, if you really want to change the patterns, way will be made. You need to spend time and money. This is also one important thing. Why? Because if you just think that it will automatically and magically happen by certain rituals that you put in, then I'm sorry to say that some things cannot be done on your own. And because some things are cannot be done on our own, we go to school, colleges, and training programs and internships to learn certain new things, correct? So this, just look at this program as an extended educational mindset reprogramming program. And if you want to take any program, if you want to take any education, if you want to get admitted to any college, don't you think that they ask you to pay certain fees? They also ask you to go to that college regularly. So you need to spend time and money to change something in you. Do just once, and you know what will happen when you do that? There will be at least one person in your life who will say, why is it needed? You have everything, you are happy, you are unnecessarily doing it, you are unnecessarily spending money on that. But it is your decision whether you want to change your patterns of thinking or not. Do just once what others say that you cannot do, and you will never face your limitations again. Do just once what others say that you cannot do. I have done this so many times in my life that many people started calling me as a rebellious kid or rebellious person, a rebellious woman. But then I don't care because that action was required for my own growth. If I don't break this ceiling, if I don't break this box of comfort zone, I will never be able to taste success. I am pretty sure and more than 100% sure of that. And that's why I keep on doing these things, because same thinking gives same results. Days pass, months pass, years pass, and then we call it as life. But how do you call it life if you haven't had any different experience, if you haven't experienced abundance, peace, and fulfillment, if you haven't achieved that which was not allowed by your patterns? So when you say that I want to do it, you will always find money. Now, you might be asking, but why to spend money? So it's an intense work. It requires human support. It requires someone else's research, time, knowledge, and even the mind surgery of you. And they have given a lot of their time and energy to learn that. And when they are helping you, then not then thinking about why is it needed is just like operating from your scarcity mindset. So when you say that I want to do it, you will always find money. Now, for example, you are watching this video on your laptop or mobile, and you are sitting in a room, right? So look around. There are so many things and stuff that are not needed, but you bought because you wanted. It was absolutely not needed. What you need is something which you already have, but all this stuff that you are finding right now, just count how many items are there which you bought because you wanted, and because you wanted, you bought, right? So we always we always do the things that we want to do. We don't do the things that we need to do. Correct? So we spend money on things we want to buy, on the luxuries we want to have. But sometimes our patterns, our old patterns, don't allow us to spend money on things or educational programs which we need the most. And so, this old idea is not going to help you experience any new dream. So, how is it done? By letting the old idea die with the lack of nourishment. If you want to let that old idea die, then you will have to cut the supply of nourishment. How will you do that? By not focusing on that. So, the technique here is program a new idea into your mind. Program a new idea into your mind so that your old idea does not get any nourishment or attention. So, step one for this is identifying the pattern. So, me, myself being a doctor, I have this habit of diagnosing the disease. So, I use that principle here in my coaching also. Identify the root cause first, identify the pattern that is driving your current reality. And if you identify the pattern, go in depth and look at the origin of the pattern. So I would go within and heal the subconscious belief and trauma that is associated with that pattern. So that you can also look at the disconfirming data, which can be the reality. I will not say that it is, but which might be the reality. So you are operating from your past thinking and patterns, and these patterns are subconsciously embedded. So number step two is changing the subconscious conditioning through repetition. See, this subconscious conditioning is not going to change in a day or two. You require repetition. Now, how do you repeat that? Because it is difficult to change it just by saying certain words. No, there is a process. Now, for example, I want to change the pattern of, for example, you want to wake up early. You set up alarm every day. And the alarm, when alarm rings, you wake up, you snooze it, and then you again sleep. This is a pattern every day, right? And somehow you want to wake up early, but you are not able to do it. Now, you will write down and identify the pattern. Yes, I set up an alarm, but somehow I don't know why I cannot wake up. Now, you will write a contrasting statement. What will be the contrasting statement? The thing which you want. So, I'm talking, can you see? I'm talking about an activity. I'm not talking about any illusionary number or X amount of money that I want to earn, right? I'm talking about the activity that's required. I want to wake up early. So, what is the activity? Setting up the alarm and getting up out of your bed. So, you will write down this contrasting statement. I am so happy and grateful. Sorry. For example, I'm so happy and grateful that when I wake up, I get up. Now write this down for 100 times a day for the next 21 days. If you think that no, you don't want to write it 100 times a day, that is absolutely okay. You can also write it for 33 times a day. So write down for 33 times a day for the next 21 days. 33 times a day. If you think that you want to write it just at a time, take your own time. If you want to write it down like 11 times in the morning, 11 afternoon, 11 night, you can do that. Whatever suits you. So write down this sentence 33 times for a day for the next 21 days, and then say, and then check your own behavior after a month. Alarm will ring, you will wake up and get up because you have provided new idea to your mind. So you have identified the pattern, you have changed the subconscious conditioning through repetition of these sentences, which you may call as affirmations, but it is not about any illusionary sentence. It is about the activity that is associated with your dream, right? So you, by doing this activity, what have you achieved? You have just let the old idea die because it did not get any nourishment or focus. And this new idea was introduced to your mind again and again, again and again, multiple times a day. So you can change one thing at a time. I would always recommend to take one thing at a time. If you think of taking three or four things, then sometimes you are left with nothing. So take 1 month, and just like today is 1st of March. So you can take one habit to change today. For the next 30 days, you can take this assignment and write it down 33 times. Then on 1st April, another habit which is related to your business. So activity related to business. If you just write down about the money amount or I want to be wealthy, then it cannot have a profound effect because it does not have any specific activity. So being specific is important, and then being clear with your idea is important. I hope that this procedure, this process, and this activity has added some value into your life. If not, then I would recommend you to go ahead, try this in your life in the next 30 days, and come back to me, and I will be happy to listen to your experience. Remember, friends, your old way of behavior is not going to change, is not going to make you a new person. Your old way of thinking is not going to create a new, empowering, abundant future for you. If you want to change your reality, if you want to change your fruits, then you will have to work on the roots, and you will have to change your patterns. These patterns are the same which give birth to self limiting beliefs. So, are you ready to break those habits, old habits which are not serving you? Are you ready to get rid of these self limiting beliefs? Are you ready to break these walls which are stopping you from soaring higher in the sky? Because you're born to experience joy, abundance, freedom, and fulfillment. So, see you in the next week. Till then, keep smiling and keep shining. Take care and bye bye.